guys, it's 21 Maxwell here and welcome to another edition of my WWE updates. From TW 2016, we're now on to Extreme Rules. Not a massive fan of this pay-per-view in TW. I don't like doing a lot of stipulation matches because a lot of workers can't deal with them. So limited our matches to just the one proper gimmick match. If anything, we've changed a couple matches to triple threats or fatal four-ways to go away from just the normal single match. Continuing on with our brand split. Still having enough superstars really that are over to carry two pay-per-views, so continue just to both shows at the one pay-per-view. And I can bring some good news that we have some new championships debuting going forward, but I'll reveal them after the pay-per-view, one being revealed during. So without further ado, we'll crack on with the show. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and hopefully it's the start of showing you where we're aiming to go in the future. So here this is WWE Extreme Rules 2017. Hope you enjoy the show, guys. Let's go. So sold out 41,900 at Miller Park, so that's good to see. A couple of pre-show matches, and a pre-show match that had some decent wrestling but little heat. We had the team of Paige and Emma defeat Asuka and Sienna Allison. Horrible combination of our two wrestling names there. 9 minutes 11, when Emma defeated Sienna Allison by pinfall with the roaring elbow. In terms of in-ring work, Paige was head and shoulders above everyone else. Sienna Allison was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance. C65. Now, if they bring a lot of people up, basically a lot of guys and girls were signed to 1-year developmental contracts to see how they would develop. So many, when their contract has expired, refusing to go back to development. So some have been called up and some are being wished the best in their future endeavours. So my development's going to take a massive hit in terms of numbers. But as you know, my roster's pretty stacked and developmental. But Paige and Emma showed excellent chemistry teaming together, so that's promising. Asuka and Sienna, completely opposite though, they were all over the place. Paige stood out as being good. Emma with the in-ring performance of 58, Paige with 79, very encouraging for Paige, 38 for Sienna and 54 for Asuka. Paige is improving rumble skills, Asuka is improving performance, and it's a kind of idea where the future of the women's division is heading. Good signs. Second pre-show match had decent wrestling but little heat, and the Vaudevillains, Aiden English and Sammy Gotch, defeated the Usos in 10:05. When Aiden English defeated Jimmy Uso by pinfall with the director's cut. This was a C-56. This isn't a vendetta against the Usos, this isn't hating them. It's just really because of the injury to Jey Uso. I don't feel I can push them as much as I want. But once he's fully healed from his injury, the Usos will be getting a big push. At the moment, they're just helping some of the younger talents get over effectively. So Jey Uso continually slowed down by his injury. Jimmy and Jey, great chemistry. Simon Gotch with a 50, Aiden English with a 50. A 63 for Jimmy Uso and a 65 for Jey. No skill improvements. Negatives here, mostly for Jey Uso, but pretty good booking there, and hopefully it's the start of a push for the Vaudevillains. Now this is what I wanted. I wanted some sort of match that helped get over some of the talents we want to push in the future, with some main eventers that we didn't have anything for at this event. So in a decent pre-show match, Sami Zayn defeated Zack Sabre Jr., Derek Carter, Luke Harper, Will Ospreay and Rusev in 12:37 when Sami Zayn defeated Zack Sabre Jr. with a brainbuster. B81, happy with that. It's a good bit of exposure for Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. Carter was off his game, although he's getting better at his gimmick. It was a 47 for Ospreay, a 52 for Sabre Jr., 75 for Carter, a 78 for Luke Harper, 87 for Sami Zayn and an 84 for Rusev. The B81's pretty good for them. Derek Carter's improving his performance skills. And negatives here. Quite a few inconsistencies, but overall, happy with that, and it continues the Raw storyline of richer is better. So we start the show with a decent match, and it is The Miz defeating Jeff Hardy in 12:16 with a handful of the tights. A B-74 here. I'm wanting to build The Miz up as well as building Jeff Hardy up, but I felt like it was a chance to have The Miz victory. 50-50 booking, of course, it's WWE. The Miz seemed off his game, it got the show off to a strong start, which is good. Jeff Hardy with a 66, The Miz with a 71, and it continues their different reality storyline, because obviously the difference in both characters. No skill improvements in this instance, and negatives here, both men holding back. Then we have a promo from Apollo Crews hyping up his upcoming match with Alberto Del Rio. A B plus 84, the highest I've got an Apollo Crews promo at the moment is a 95, A. So he's really developing some good charisma, he's portraying good promos. So good to see this, and it's a chance for him to showcase his talents on pay-per-view yet again. Only negative, being short. Time constraints is a problem. The match itself was good, and Apollo Crews defeats Alberto Del Rio in 18 minutes and 1 with a standing shooting star press. Apollo Crews makes defense number 3 of his WWE Intercontinental Championship, a B80, obviously going to be hampered by time constraints, but both men were tiring towards the end of the match. Obviously it was 18 minutes all out, but I thought good opportunity to showcase their talents. Got the crowd buzzing, Del Rio slowed down by his injury. Crews with 78, Del Rio with 70, and the storyline continues. Crews is improving his rumble skills. Negatives, both men for stamina, and Del Rio's morale and injured, so take away the stamina aspect and that's a perfect match for Apollo Crews. Big future ahead for him, definitely. Next up and about, they had some good wrestling and a decent reaction from the audience, with Becky Lynch defeat Sasha Banks in 14 minutes and 8 by pinfall with hard knocks. Becky making defense number 2 of the WWE Women's Championship title. This match got the crowd buzzing. Sasha had a 70, Becky had a 77. The women's division storyline continues, just using various women at different parts at the moment. I can confirm we're going to be splitting into 2 women's divisions, and this championship will be heading to Raw, which means it will be Becky Lynch will lose it eventually. We will reveal that title at the end of today's episode. No skill improvements to speak of. Negatives, Sasha going all out, Becky's stamina, and the low heat to the storyline. Women's division is certainly picking up. Then had Paul Heyman cutting a promo, which is a B80 plus 85, got the crowd hotter. Basically, his promo consists of, we're bringing ECW back. But we're bringing back WWE's ECW. We're going to be using it for younger talents. However, it's not going to be your Ricky Ortiz's, your Braden Walkers. This is going to be the best young talents in the world. This brand is going to be set up mostly for Will Ospreay, Zack Sabre Jr. and the like. So we are building a young up-and-coming division on ECW because NXT is already developmental, and we'll take it through there. So B plus 85 is good to see. And as I say, Paul Heyman will be the general manager for that show. And of course, the title belt will reveal at the end of the episode. Fatal 4-way number 1 contenders match for the tag team championships. It's a bout that had some decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. And it saw the American Wolves, who have signed, defeating the world's greatest tag team. We brought in Charlie Haas, who was the PWG World Champion. His overness was pretty good, so I thought, let's bring back the world's greatest tag team. The Detroit Machine Guns and the Revival, when Eddie Edwards defeats Scott Dawson by pinfall with a cross-legged Fisherman's Buster. Oh, that's a lot to say. B77, Scott Dawson not suited to his gimmick. Haas with a 71 performance, Benjamin 72, 66 for Eddie Edwards, 78 for David Richards, 78 for Sabin, 76 for Shelley. Of course, a lack of overness means a 48 and a 45 for Dash Wilder, Scott Dawson, respectively. But still a decent matchup here. Try to build up the Revival as well. Putting them in these kind of matchups. Continues the storyline in the tag division on SmackDown. Dawson's improving technical and performance skills, so that's always good to see. And got a bit a few negatives there, a few low morales, but we have to give them matchups before they, get used to it. So once they get more matchups, get more overness, I'm sure morale will take a boost. Then we have a promo from the tag team champions, Enzo and Big Cass, who are going to be defending the titles against Gallows and Anderson. This gets a B80, as they just want to tell everybody that they are SAWFT. Soft. Match itself delivered a delightful B82, and it was about that had some good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Enzo and Cass defeats Gallows and Anderson in 14:02, and Big Cass defeats Luke Gallows with the East River Crossing. Enzo and Big Cass make defense number 4, the WWE World Tag Team titles. So delighted with that, and that's with Big Cass off his game. You get the 68 performance, Enzo with 65, Gallows 79 and Anderson 80, so strong performance from Gallows and Anderson, but did they really need the tag titles? I think they're just at that kind of place where both of them are over, but I don't really want to split them right now. Carl Anderson improving performance skills, and negatives here, mostly for poor gimmicks, inconsistency, and the match was capped, so that could have been even better than a B82. Then I have a promo for John Cena. It's the US Open Challenge. Of course, he's our US champion, and it's Tyler Breeze who's going to accept the challenge, just so that was the easiest way to do the promo. B plus 86, Cena improvised well and was the real star in this segment. And the match itself, also a B82, probably again with the cap. It was a good match. Cena wins, lol, by defeating Tyler Breeze in 14:31 by pinfall. The attitude adjustment, John Cena makes defense number 4 of the United States title. B82, again, Cena will get a title run. He's just not in the main storyline at the moment, so put him in the US to try and help get some other guys over. There's a lack of psychology in this match, but they got the crowd buzzing. Cena was an 89, Tyler Breeze was a 65, and negatives here. Psychology, stamina, declining physical ability, but a good opportunity for both superstars in my opinion, so happy with that. In fact, that wasn't actually capped as well for the length, so that's interesting. I could have maybe made an 83, maybe an 84, but nothing much more than that. Next up, CM Punk cuts his promo with Roman Reigns. Punk with a B plus 86. This is the only gimmick match of the night. Punk doing a masterful job, continuing this feud between him and Roman Reigns. Probably going to extend to this one. I've hit my mic for some reason there. And another pay-per-view. I think we can get it to Money in the Bank. I'll be delighted. So let's find out how it does. After the hype video, which only gets a B77, which is surprising, because both guys are carrying at least 90 over on this now. Roman Reigns has certainly got CM Punk over. So interesting to see how the match delivers. B plus 84, so it had sensational wrestling, it did have fantastic heat, and Punk defeats Roman Reigns again. This time it's a cage match in 22:51, and Punk escaped the cage. So unable to properly pin Roman Reigns, he's escaped the cage here. So we'll have a blow-off match with them at Money in the Bank, but B plus 84, despite an 96 to 97 in-ring performance, they just don't click together for some reason. Storyline advances though. Punk's getting better at performance skills. A few negatives there. Booking decisions. Slack of associated hot storyline, despite the feud being quite over. I really just think it's a case of meshing these guys with different opponents, and hopefully they can get better results and ratings. So a bit disappointed there. It went 22 minutes. Just didn't do the job. So probably right with its placement in the card. Next up, we've got the hype video for the WWE Championship match between Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, and Dean Ambrose. Obviously, Bray Wyatt defeated Dean Ambrose to get his #1 contendership for the last pay-per-view against Rollins, but this time, all three are involved, and it is an A90 rated hype video. The match surpassed that. No, it equals it, so I'm absolutely delighted with that. So an exceptional match with Seth Rollins defeat Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose in 21:59 when Seth Rollins defeated Bray Wyatt by pinfall with God's Last Gift. Seth Rollins makes defense number 2 of the WWE Championship title. So top dog on Raw remains Seth Rollins. Wyatt and Ambrose will remain in the upper main event level. Probably our top dogs at the moment now for that brand. And A90, Rollins was off his game. Corey Graves done a weak job on commentary. 94 performance from Rollins, 91 for Bray Wyatt. So I've certainly established him back to the main picture here, rather than languishing in the mid-card where he was maybe January this year. And Dean Ambrose, 93. Continues the championship storyline. A couple of these guys will mesh for the world title there. Dean Ambrose improving flying skills. Negatives here, a couple of inconsistencies, but overall pretty happy with that, and a good showing from the Raw brand. Which leads us to the SmackDown brand's main event, which is AJ Styles cutting a hype promo on Nakamura for a fatal 4-way match. I think it's a B plus 85. Couldn't do Nakamura versus AJ again, they're the two top dogs, so we brought in some other competitors, them being Randy Orton and Finn Balor, so fatal 4-way for the championship. B+87, this is going to be a long match, so hopefully it gets a good rating and it establishes the World Heavyweight Championship as a top title, hopefully rivaling the WWE Championship. So B+87, how will the match do? It's an A89, it could have been a little bit better, but in an exceptional matchup, Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Finn Balor, AJ Styles and Randy Orton in 31-25 when Shinsuke Nakamura defeated AJ Styles by pinfall. It says someone driver, we'll just say he beat him with Kinishiwa or whatever the knee finish is. Nakamura makes defense number 1 of his title, so he's a good rating there at A89. Probably going to be AJ's last chance at the championship because he's declining physical ability. Going to try and drop him down a little bit at the card, and we'll maybe look to see him fight Apollo Crews. Going forwards, we'll try and establish Apollo Crews. So I've given AJ a world title in WWE, just unfortunately age means he's going to drop down the card a little bit. But Nakamura 92, Balor 90, 92 from AJ Styles and 89 from Randy Orton's great. Continues the championship storyline, which will change up a little bit. Nakamura improving performance, as does Finn Balor. And our negatives here: declining physical ability on AJ, inconsistency on Balor, inconsistency on Randy Orton. So overall, we get B+88, which could have been a little bit better. I was kind of hoping to push into the 90s there. I suppose we maybe needed a stronger main event and a couple of stronger vignettes and promos going into it. Overall, I'm pretty happy with that. I think we're going to give the best ratings probably went to Apollo Crews and Del Rio, so they'll get the nod here, pointed out as good examples, because I will go told they were awesome, because considering where they were in the card, well, fair enough it was an 80, but nah, we'll give them a bit of morale boost. So Crews is pleased, as is Del Rio. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. As I say, maybe we can make it a little bit better, but we are starting to really get to that next level where the company's in decent pop in most places, so we're not really going to get pop in too many areas for these kind of things. Let's have a look at this. Mascara is 30. Is it over? Not really. So we'll leave him. TNA starting a storyline between MVP and Billy Ray against London and PJ Black. World at the Weekend continues. World at the Weekend 29, I believe that is. I can't remember my Roman numerals, it's just completely went off my head there. But Reby Sky in there defeating Leva Bates in the main event. Eve Torres, Mia Yim, a couple other female wrestlers there, because it's obviously our women's division. But she'll get fantastic reviews, that's good to see. Eddie Orengo, I'd put as a referee, but obviously wants to wrestle, so we'll give him a chance, see how he does from a wrestling perspective. Those deals are finishing, that's the lesser deals. So they can all go, that's cool, don't worry about that. Buy rate's up to 3.29, so obviously nowhere near WrestleMania level, but I'm assuming because of the economy and the decline in the wrestling industry, that's the reason for the lower buy rates. But it's better than the last one, but still nowhere near what we've been getting. But hopefully we're still making a lot of money financially. So let's look there. Drug Test 8K, Jaso's charismatic, and Dash Wilder is clumsy, says CM Punk. So that's cool. Look at them. Don't worry about the TV deals. They've all been left for that reason that they're going. Prestige is still 100. Mental's as high as 93. A lot of unhappy people, but hopefully we'll get people over. Ironically, I don't know if this is ironic, but conveniently, or inconveniently I should say, Maurice is pregnant. 2 days later, divorced from The Miz, so something's been going on there. And also had Vince McMahon die of a drug overdose in this game as well. That obviously wasn't assigned to the company at the time, but he's gone as well. But say things are looking good. Size I'm quite happy with. I could probably push us to be an international company. Maybe that's the next step to get us to that next level and start getting us more popping places. But keeping out of this at the moment. Maybe push up shortly once we get enough storylines that are over. But say creatively, Nakamura still top dog. Punk's up there with Ambrose, Orton and Cena. Still need to push some other guys. I'm not going to throw all these at the moment. I say these are the kind of people, minus Paige and Bailey, that you'll see in ECW, and the same here. So we'll finish it up with one last lot of things. I say ECW will probably start about the third week or second week of June, so I don't know if we'll have a champion in time or a championship match in time for Money in the Bank, which is the third week of June. But the plan is to definitely get that brand started once Superstars runs out, and I can get a deal done for that and get it as a B show, so there's no pressure on the ratings or the rating of the show. I say the ECW title is in. It's just not active yet. That is it there. So I'll be bringing that to ECW. I'd just like to say a big thank you to, I think it's That Chassis, who made the graphics for this and other championship on Grey Dog Software website. As you all know, I'm horrible with Photoshop, so deeply appreciated the fact that he's took his time out to make these for me. And I say just thank you very much. It's deeply appreciated. That it kind of adds that little thing that ECW is now going to have its own new title belt, and the SmackDown Women's Championship, just like the other one, except it's blue in the background or purple. As I say, same kind of idea. It's just to give it a different identity to the Women's Championship, which is of course red. I say that is it for this episode, guys. We're going to head on to Money in the Bank. I already know who's winning. I already know who's going to be. When he's going to, well, I don't know who's going to cash in, but I know who he's going to beat for the championship, and I'm looking forward to writing these storylines going forward. So I'm not going to give any spoilers away for that, although I think the only clue I could give is you've seen the feud recently in WWE, and hopefully it can take off in TW. But as always, thanks for watching, guys. If you can like, comment, subscribe on the episode, it'd be deeply appreciated. Say any feedback, how you felt the card went, how's your shows going yourself, let me know how you're getting on. It's not just about this episode and my saves, let me know how you guys are getting on, who you're booking, if it's with WWE, TNA, regardless. And I say most importantly, just keep supporting the community, best community I've been in by far. And yeah, let's just keep making TW great again. Until next time, guys, thanks as always, and I'll see you real soon. Bye bye.